Hi, welcome to Love Saranghae with Peter and Andrea. In the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a journey into the exciting world of entrepreneurship, relationships, and the secrets behind achieving that coveted glow. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. Today we're tackling one of the most common and frustrating skin concerns, acne. Acne is the number one topic we get asked about everywhere. Social media, on our skin consults, emails. Acne is all the buzz right now. Everyone's talking about it. Everybody wants help with it, whether it's for them or their kids. It's a big deal. So many people are struggling with acne as the number one skin concern. And the thing is, age doesn't seem to matter. So Peter and I decided to dedicate a full episode to acne to hopefully help you. We'll be talking about what really causes acne, debunking social media myths, and all those TikTok videos, and getting into effective ways to improve your skin from the inside out. So whether you're struggling with acne breakouts, acne scarring, or you just want a better understanding of how your gut health and lifestyle affect your skin, you're in the right place. Let's clear things up, literally.
That's a good intro.
Okay, so Peter, we're going to start with you. What exactly causes acne, and why is it such a persistent issue for so many people, especially teens and young adults?
Okay, so before I get started, these answers are going to be long because these acne are complicated. So just kind of bear with me as I go through this, all right?
All right.
For everyone. All right, so to answer this question, I'm going to talk about two causes of acne, the direct cause of acne and the root cause of acne. So no matter what the root cause is, the direct cause of acne is the same for everyone. So when our sebaceous glands in the skin overproduce an oily substance called sebum, it mixes with dead skin cells and bacteria, and then it clogs and inflames our pores. So that mechanism is the same no matter how or what the root cause of acne is. The root cause of acne, though, is more complex because we don't yet fully understand them. For example, why does our skin overgrow oil-producing cells in some but not in others? Why does the dead skin not get removed properly for some but not others? And why does bacteria multiply for some but not others? Like there is no definitive answer as to why some people get acne and some don't, even if the situation is exactly the same. Diet and lifestyle factors, and this is kind of surprising for some, not for others though, is that diet and lifestyle factors do make a difference as a combination, as a holistic thing. And we'll talk about that more later. But in most cases, they're actually quite minor. The two significant root causes of acne are large hormonal shifts or changes. For example, think about teenage years or pregnancy or menopause, and our genetics. So those are the two significant root causes of acne.
So can I ask a question here? With regards to hormones, a lot of the products that we find here in North America, laundry detergent, hand soap, hair care product, they have a lot of hormone-altering chemicals. Yeah. Do you think that those things play a bigger role in, first, the hormonal imbalance of teens or children or preteens, which then triggers the acne response?
No one knows. No one knows for sure. So the idea of micro doses of chemicals in products that can or are believed to lead to hormonal change may have an effect, but there is no science to say for sure that has real effect at all. Not yet. Not yet.
There's something there. We just maybe we haven't studied it, but
what causes acne though is like basically the imbalance of male and female, so androgens and the female estrogen. Yeah. And when the huge imbalance occurs is when our body tends to overproduce oil and sebum, right? So even right now, even if you had an issue with chemicals from products, I don't believe it would lead to such a humongous imbalance in our hormones that would overproduce sebum. But now, long term, I don't know what that looks like. Nobody knows what that looks like right now. Yeah. So anyway, to kind of conclude that question, this is actually why almost all acne treatments deal with the direct cause of acne. not the root cause, because it's impossible to treat genetics, right? Now, you can treat hormonal changes, but as you will find out later, there are significant side effects that you have to deal with when you mess around with your hormonal balance.
Okay. So hormones is the name of the game, guys. All right. How much of what we see on social media about acne treatments is true? And what are some of the biggest misconceptions or myths that you've seen people fall for?
Well, I mean, let's just look at it from this perspective. The social media is all about clicks and attention. It's not about giving you the best advice. So just keep that in mind as you scroll through your device and take a look at these wacky advice for acne treatments. I think the biggest misconception that I find, and it's not just social media, but it's been out for 50 years, is that you need to dry out your acne. So this myth is more than 50 years old. When I was a kid, we used to say, let's dry out our acne, right? We used to go bake our acne in the sun. So we used to get suntans and get out in the sun and put toothpaste over our acne or breakouts in an attempt to dry it out, right? Even acne medications like benzoyl peroxide back in the day was sold as a solution to, the marketing was to dry out your acne. So this idea of drying out your acne has been around for a long time, and it is a complete misconception because when your skin gets too dry, it degrades the function of our skin barrier. So what happens when you dry out your skin is that our body starts to overproduce sebum, which is the opposite of what you want, to naturally moisturize our skin. This leads to more breakouts, and it starts a very vicious cycle. So it does the opposite effect of what you think it does.
I remember you're a teenager, and I'd get a zit. The teenage word. I'd get a zit, and then I remember not doing, I would wash my face with soap, Dove soap. Ugh. It would be so dry, and I would go to bed like that. And then in the morning, I would wake up with 2 or 3 more pimples.
Yeah, exactly. To truly treat acne and stop breakouts, we always recommend that you practice a foundational acne-focused skincare routine that cleanses, exfoliates, treats, and then heals. Now, that's a great segue for the second myth, that moisturizing triggers acne. And as we discussed, it's quite the opposite. Moisturizing is essential for acne treatment.
But the type of moisturizer is what matters here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Overly hydrating night cream that you might find if it in someone's pocket if they had really dry skin or if they were more mature skin.
Yeah. You're looking for
light.
Yeah. You're looking for light, fast absorbing, unscented, so no fragrance. You want something that is non-condymogenic, which means non-pore clogging. So let's take this example to the extreme. Some people have been known to slug using Vaseline. Never use Vaseline to slug or to moisturize your face at night because they will definitely trigger a breakout. It clogs pores.
Actually, what Vaseline does is it traps anything from
everything
and anything from coming out.
That's right. Exactly. That your skin does not breathe at all. So that's not good at all. So it does matter for sure. Yeah. The third myth I want to talk about is that deep and frequent scrubbing will help reduce acne. But again, this is not true at all. So I understand what you're going through, right? You have all of this stuff coming out of your skin. All you want to do is just tear it out, right? Scrub it off. But that does not help at all. You can't physically remove acne and it will only inflame it. So proper cleansing is an important part of a good skincare routine, but it's just the first step. And lastly, the last one I want to talk about is that stress, greasy foods, and sugary foods will lead to acne. So yes, these lifestyle choices and diet choices can have some minor effects on acne breakouts in some people, but it's really about hormonal spikes. So they don't directly cause acne. But I want to say it's always good to eat healthy and manage stress through good sleep habits and drink lots of water and exercise for other reasons outside of just acne. And it will help. It's just, it's not as big a factor as we thought in the past in controlling acne.
I think the name of the game here, though, is when you're healthy on the inside, everything out on the outside looks better. So, for example, if your gut is healthy, your hair is stronger. If the insides are functioning optimally, it shows in the outside. So your nails are growing faster, your hair is growing, your skin is glowing. But I think that the link between the two is not what we originally thought it to be.
Well, okay, so that's a really great segue into what we want to talk about next, which is how improving our skin from the inside out works. and what role diet and gut health and lifestyle play in managing acne, right? And that's a great question because like we just discussed how hormonal shifts and genetics play the greatest role in root cause of acne. But for many, and I'm talking probably close to 25 to 30% of acne sufferers out there, lifestyle and diet choices can make a difference when you kind of combine them all together, right? So sleep alone may not make a difference, right? Eating the right foods alone may not make a difference, but sleep, nutrition, exercise, maybe meditation, maybe making sure that your products don't have chemicals that spike and or affect your hormones. When you put them all together, yes, they can have an effect and how often and how severe your acne breakouts can be. So let me kind of digress a little bit. There are three primary types of acne. One is considered non-inflammatory, so they're blackheads and whiteheads. Two of the types of acne are considered inflammatory. These include pimples and cystic acne. And in many cases, inflammation in the body caused by poor diet or lifestyle choices can show up as an acne flare-up. So, as we mentioned before, we firmly believe in the philosophy of holistic healing, meaning that treating acne should be a multi-strategy approach, practicing a good skincare routine, healthy diet, and healthy lifestyle. They all sort of work together, right, as a multi-strategy holistic approach. It's also the cheapest and the least harmful way to approach acne. The other ways of treating acne, which I can talk about after this, involves, things like suicidal thoughts and other ridiculously bad side effects that can really affect your life and your health. So why not try the cheapest and the most safe holistic approach first?
Yes, 100%. And a lot of the acne treatments that you get from a dermatologist, from your doctor, the long-term effects aren't considered.
That's right.
Or as seriously as they should. For example, infertility or gut issues. So there's so many things that we don't know that can have an effect on you, your body, your ability to do the things you want to do long term. So like you said, Peter, it's really important that we start with the things that we can control that we know are safe.
Agreed.
For example, sleep, diet.
Absolutely.
Those things we have control over, and those are the things, that's where we should always start.
It's interesting what you say, because you're absolutely right. These solutions, and I'll talk about them next, the typical acne solution involves a medication that solves the acne breakout in itself, right? So you take an oral or prescription medication, a topical medication, and it helps control and or release some of the acne flare-ups. But it stops there. And then you wait until the next flare-up, and then you treat it again. So it's not really a holistic approach. It's not you're not practicing a lifestyle here. You're just basically solving a particular minute problem, which comes back over and over and over again. So that's the downfall and the weakness of traditional acne medication or treatments.
Well, in other words, you're treating the result. You're not treating the root cause of the problem, why the acne is actually flaring up in the first place. You're treating the symptom.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a good point.
So we're going to go back and try and figure out the root cause. And then from there, the acne flare-ups will resolve itself.
Exactly. And that's the reason why it's so difficult to find out what the root cause is, because no one knows, or we can't pinpoint for sure that a hormonal imbalance is due to, you growing, or is it because of the laundry detergent that you've been using for 10 years that's seeping into the lymph nodes? We just don't know, right? And so that's why we say we don't know for sure. We can take a guess at it, though. Yeah. We can take a guess at it, though. And, eating crappy food probably does have an effect.
Well, it's not even just the crappy food. It's all the ingredients and all the crappy food combined together.
Yeah.
Body doesn't know what to do with it.
Exactly, yeah.
And so it comes out in different ways. It's got to come out somehow.
Well, yeah. So, skin is our largest organ, and what our body does as a defense mechanism is when it's under stress or when it's under attack, it shows symptoms of what's going on. And acne breakouts can be considered one of those symptoms. Something's going on in your body, and your body wants you to know that you need to do something.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
It's like a warning sign, a signal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think right now it would be really helpful for our audience is to figure out What would be your recommendation for proven skincare routine for people with acne-prone skin, oily skin, and how these routines, like how do they actually target the breakout and help to either prevent or reduce the scarring?
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the existing acne treatments first because they do work from a short-term or micro perspective, and then I'll discuss what our approach is from the Saranghae side, which is a more long-term holistic approach. So there are 4 well-known acne medications currently available in the marketplace, and most dermatologists will prescribe a combination of these 4, depending on who the patient is. 2 of them are oral medications, so you take them inside. One is called spironolactone. I always have trouble pronouncing that name. Spironolactone and isotretinoin, better known as Accutane. So everybody here knows, if anybody who's had severe acne, they will know Accutane.
Yeah.
These treatments are meant for moderate to severe acne because there are some nasty side effects to both of them. Spironolactone, the way it works is that it blocks aldosterone, which is an androgen, which is similar to testosterone. So young men can't take it because they will develop breast tissue.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so this drug stops your testosterone or your androgen from expressing in your body. So you have a high level of estrogen, and therefore young men will grow breast tissue. Isotretinoin has been linked to suicidal thoughts and severe birth defects, chronic fatigue, and other whole host of other issues that people who've taken Accutane are well aware of. That's actually the reason why Accutane fell out of favor, because it was a very effective acne treatment, but there was a huge increase in teenage suicides that were linked to suicidal thoughts linked to Accutane.
Wow.
That's why it kind of fell out of favor in the last, I guess, 15 years or so. Adapalene, I guess, and benzoyl peroxide are topical treatments and are available in any drugstore under different brand names, and they work by affecting skin cell turnover and killing bacteria that causes acne. But these products don't work well alone. So if you just use benzoyl peroxide or just use adapalene, most people will complain that it doesn't really do much. And that's why dermatologists like to pair them with oral medications like Accutane and like spironolactone, because the products alone does not work for everyone. They also have a whole host of side effects. They're not as bad as the oral ones, obviously, because they're topical. You're not ingesting them, but you still need to be aware of them. Things like flaky skin. I believe there's a link to eczema with adapalene. So you still have to be aware that these side effects can be major.
And just find that even though it's topical, it's still going directly into your bloodstream. So when
yes,
your skin,
you will absorb it.
Direct access to your bloodstream, which is what you want. So you want to be really mindful of the ingredients that you are putting on your skin and in your body, because it does have an effect on all the functions within.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if anybody has tried them suppository. Anyway, yeah. So, okay, let's get back to seriousness here. If these work for you and you're okay with the side effects, then great. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to use acne medications that you're comfortable with and or you're willing to use. But none of these medications provide long-term care. So you take them to clear up acne, then you get off them, acne comes back, you get them on again, acne goes away, get off, comes back, get on. It's a vicious cycle, right? Like it's on, off, on, off, on, off. And it's a huge cycle of acne flare-ups, down, out, flare-ups up, flare-ups down. So we don't like that approach because I think it's not healthy in the long term. So we as Saranghae, on the other hand, approach it from the other side. We want to practice good skin care, which leads to good skin health, which then leads to clear skin for a lifetime. So our Saranghae acne 5-step philosophy, and we've kind of drilled it down to 5 steps. There can be more steps to a good acne skincare routine, but in North America, nobody wants to go past 5. So this is the basics of it. Step 1 is cleansing excess oil and removing impurities without stripping. Now, step 2 is deeply exfoliate and clear pores while killing bacteria.
Can I just stop you there for a minute?
Yeah.
Cleansing is the most important step If you're not cleansing properly, the dirt, oil, makeup, bacteria from your face twice a day, and this is for people who have acne, it doesn't matter what you do next, it will not work.
Yeah, that's right. It just keeps building up.
So don't do that. Invest in a good cleanser. Cleansers, they shouldn't be expensive. They don't need to be. But get a good cleanser. We recommend double cleansing because it really pulls out the oil and the dirt from your deepest part of your pores. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
and spend time with it. 20 seconds at least of massaging your face to make sure that you're really extracting all that gunk from your pores.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We'll stop right there for a second. So when you're cleansing, you need a double cleanser, or you need two-step cleansing, which is an oil-based step and a foaming-based step. The oil-based step because oil binds with oil. So your sebum cannot be cleaned with just water alone. You need an oil-based cleanser to be able to pull out and withdraw that sebum, the skin oil. And then the foaming action cleanses everything away, including dead skin cells. So that's a two-step cleansing routine, and you must have those two steps to have an effective cleansing routine. So look for either two products or a two-in-one product. The second step is actually an extension. Like most people, in Korea, you call exfoliation an extension of a good cleansing routine. So step 2 is deeply exfoliate and clear pores while killing the bacteria we use 2% alpha hydroxy acid and 1% beta hydroxy acid. So salicylic acid and lactic acid. Those are important because that's the last bastion of fully cleansing out your sebum that's trapped in your skin cells, the dead skin that's building up, and lastly, the bacteria that forms on your face, which happens naturally. Step 3 is to reduce the inflammation and regulate sebum production because cleansing or exfoliating in itself is naturally, by nature, an inflammatory process. So you need to balance that and bring the inflammation down. Step 4 is to heal, hydrate, and moisturize. And then step 5 is to optimize the skin barrier and seal everything in. Okay, those are the 5 core steps of what a foundational acne skincare should look like. Now, we don't have the time here today to discuss every single step at length, but you can learn more about the 5 steps by visiting our website. And I'll link to the website, this article on the acne skincare on our show notes.
Yeah.
So check it out up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the last thing to remember is that our approach involves no side effects. It's very safe and it promotes good skin health. That's the biggest thing that you want to take out of this.
Yeah, you really want to focus on quality ingredients. You want to focus on using them in the right order. The most important thing out of all of this to remember is to be consistent.
Yeah.
So do it for 1 week and you expect to have perfect results, you're going to be disappointed.
Exactly.
So the more consistent you are with using good quality ingredients and in the right order of a skincare routine consistently, that is where the magic happens.
Well, I mean, what I want to say is everything's about balance, right? So if you bring in an inflammatory treatment, you have to bring in an anti-inflammatory on the other side to balance it out. Your skin's a living organ, so you got to make sure that whatever you do, you need to be able to bring it back to skin health or skin equilibrium. An example I want to show is if you were to clean a rug right now. If you were to clean your rug at your family house, that dirty rug you haven't cleaned in, let's say, 6 months, do you just simply go out there and put treatment? No, you gotta clean. You gotta basically clean your carpet. You have multi steps to make sure that you clean that carpet correctly, right? Our skin's like the carpet. Your skin's like you can't just put benzoyl peroxide on your pimples and say, okay, work magic. It doesn't work that way. Well, maybe for that particular pimple, but long term, it's not going to work very well. So practice good skin health.
So I guess the last thing that a lot of people ask about is acne scarring. In our community anyway, I would say midlife, 35 to 55 or older, a little bit younger, but a lot of people had acne when they were younger and they had scarring as a result. So what would be some effective ways to treat the scarring from acne and maintain your healthy skin moving forward?
So I've got some neutral news and some bad news about acne scarring. And the reality is that when customers come to us when they're 50 years old and they have issues with acne scarring, they've already spent the last 30 years trying to figure out what to do with the acne scarring, but nothing's worked. And there's a reason for that, right? So in terms of acne scarring, our foundational skincare routine will help diminish some acne scars over time, especially if you're still in the premature skin stage. So if you're young enough, if your skin is in the premature side and still developing, there's a chance that using an ingredient like salicylic acid, 2% to 10% salicylic acid as a topical treatment will help diminish acne scars over time. With discoloration, you can treat it with our 25% vitamin C with 1% tranexamic acid, and it certainly will help diminish the discoloration of acne scars over time as well. The best remedy, though, for scarring is prevention, because there's not a lot you can do with acne scars that's 30 to 40 years old, right? It's part of the landscape of your skin. You're not going to be able to, using generic or safe skincare ingredients, methodologies, to be able to get that skin to where you really want it to look, maybe where you were 30 years ago. It's just not going to happen. That's not something that's actually possible. What I can recommend, though, is that if you really want to take a look at how you can treat acne scars of that length and that age, the best two that I recommend is laser resurfacing and steroid injections. They have some promising papers that I've come across that say that they work pretty decently for scars that have been around for a long time.
What is it called? Can you say that again?
Yeah, so the first is laser resurfacing. So using laser to basically take layers of skin off. That's what you're doing, right? So what you're hoping to do is take all that layers of skin off until you get to the acne scar side, take that off, and then new skin will grow.
Yeah.
There are also side effects to that, like sensitive skin, UV sensitivity. You also sensitive to heat and light and discoloration as it comes back, et cetera, et cetera. And the last one is steroid injections. Yeah. So there are anabolic steroids and catabolic steroids. Anabolic steroids is what those bodybuilders use to make big muscles. They grow things. Catabolic steroids, they destroy. It's the opposite. They destroy tissue. So you inject catabolic steroids into your acne scars. The theory is that it'll bring down, it will destroy the tissue to bring it down. You will still have some scarring, like it won't be completely 100% gone. And you can then treat it with some topical treatments, but that's the gist of the steroid treatments.
So the name of the game here is prevention wherever possible.
Absolutely.
And if it's too late for that, then it's not, in my opinion, it's never too late to start, and everything will help. But if you're looking for, the baby bottom skin after 50 years of scar tissue, it's not going to be. We need to set what our expectations are, and the truth of the matter is, it's not going to be completely perfect. It won't completely go away. But there are things you can do that are safe and that are effective.
So the good news is, the interesting news is that when our Teen Skin podcast was published, we had a number of customers that emailed in asking what they could do to help their granddaughters and their daughters, teenage daughters and granddaughters and nieces, overcome some of their acne issues and or practice good skin health. So that's the right time, right? That's the right conversation to have with somebody who's in their teens right now. If you can practice the right skincare routine that can, last a lifetime, much like meditation, much like exercise, much like running, skincare routines are just like those. There's no difference.
Lifestyle versus...
It will make a humongous difference 40, 50 years from now. Like, not just a noticeable difference, we're talking a massive difference. And a lot of customers ask for that Korean glass skin, and I have to tell them, I can help you with some of the products that we offer, but let me tell you that these women have been practicing skincare since they were 10 years old, or 15 years old. So, you got to put that into play.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that's all for today's episode of Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining the conversation about acne. Remember, clear skin isn't just about what you put on your face. It's also about taking care of your body from the inside out. We hope you found this episode helpful and informative. As always, if you have questions more specific to your situation, you can always DM us on Instagram at Aurora Skin or at Love Saranghae Skin on Instagram or through our website. For more tips and product information, recommendation, you can also visit our website and follow us on social.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave us a review. Your ratings and reviews help more people like you find our show. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode and share this podcast with someone you think would love it. Until next time, love yourself, love one another, and love the world.